Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win, you find a way to lose, and you find a way to take it to the stupid. Listen, people, nobody knows how many pay-per-view buys Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis did. I see these people out here talking about on the road to 500,000, 1 million, 2 million, on the road to 5 million. Well, you know what? If they're throwing those bullshit numbers out, then hey, I might as well take it to the stupid too. Let's just say Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis are going to do 1 billion in pay-per-view buys. Why not? If we're going to say 1 million, 2 million, 5 million, why not just go for a billion? You know what I'm saying? Hold your horses. Stop taking it to the stupid. Now, let's just be real here, right? Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis. Man, they'll be lucky if they get between 500,000 and 800,000 in sales, man. You know what I mean? And buys. I mean, in this day and age, we got to be real with ourselves. In this day and age, fire sticks to piracy. Y'all can't believe the stuff y'all reading. And even when the numbers get reported, have we not learned to take what's being disseminated to us on Twitter, out of all places, with a grain of salt? Let me tell y'all something. Y'all going out here to Twitter expecting to find the truth. Y'all are in too deep. Y'all going out to toxic Twitter? That's what I call it, toxic Twitter. T squared. Do not go to Twitter thinking y'all gonna find an answer. That's the most toxic place as far as getting reliable information in the world. And 90% of these content creators, they lie their ass off just to get views. So I said, they're gonna throw some stuff out there. I might as well throw it out, but I'm gonna make mine so ridiculous that you know that I'm taking it to the stupid. Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis, they haven't figured out what those final numbers are, and they don't know what it's on track to be. That's all bullcrap. And when the dust settles, I bet you it doesn't even hit 1 million. I just don't think so. Now, what I will tell you is what gets a little interesting is when you're talking about the fighters' purses, right? This is where it gets a little interesting. Jalen Love said in an interview that he heard Ryan Garcia made 20 million, right? Now, I'm going to tell you right now, there's so much information on the internet. You don't know what's true, what's not. That's why I always say, look, take it with a grain of salt. You watch a video that I'm telling you, I'm going to tell you what is fact and what's not. But at the end of the day, I'm getting my information from the internet, from interviews, and even the handful of boxers that I know, shit, they lie too. You know what I'm saying? So whatever information you get, take it with a grain of salt. Don't be out here trying to bite nobody because you're telling them they're wrong. Hell, you're probably both wrong because only the fly on the wall knows. But a little information for you guys is Tank Davis was making his second appearance in the ring in 2023. You know, he fought earlier this January where he TKO'd Hector Garcia. But anyway, Tank Davis, with that undefeated record of 28-0 and 26 knockouts, right? He is supposed to be getting a guaranteed $5 million for the Ryan Garcia fight, and supposed to get 50% of the pay-per-view shares, according to sports payouts. They say when the fight wraps up officially, Tank could walk away with around $10 million in total. Now, I'm gonna tell you this. I believe Adrian Broner when he says they may report a certain number to the IRS. They may report a certain number to the media as far as what the pay-per-view numbers were and what the fighters' pay actually is. But then they get paid something different, a lot of under the money table, money getting paid under the table. I believe when Adrian Broner says that. So when I see that Tank could walk away with $10 million in total at the end of the day, right? Makes me wonder if they're not including the live gate in this, and if in fact these guys do 500,000 in sales, right? And Tank could definitely walk away with maybe a little bit more than 15 million. But I don't know. Nobody knows. We're just having a conversation. And I'm not saying I have any definitive data. What I'm telling you is I'm having a conversation because these content creators out here and these guys on toxic Twitter are just creating lies like they always do. It's ridiculous. Now, when you take a look opposite of the ring and you look at Ryan Garcia, right? We know Ryan Garcia is the former WBC interim lightweight champion who tried to shock the world, came in with his unbeaten record, man, 23-0 at 19 KOs, and it just didn't work out that way. But Tank Davis made a guaranteed $5 million. Ryan Garcia made a guaranteed $2.5 million. Now, once the fight is over, kind of like the situation with Tank Davis, Ryan's supposed to get an estimated 50% of the pay-per-view shares as well and make around $5 million in total. Now, I'm going to tell you this. Don't hold your breath. Take that little bit of information with a grain of salt. I don't know what was in the contract as far as when it comes to the live gate, who gets what, if Ryan Garcia gets anything, I don't know. But what I do believe is there's some money out there for Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis. I do believe there's money that gets paid under the table. I believe there's a lot of shady things that happen. But in this instance, this is probably one of the times where we're talking about the shady things in boxing where the fighters could benefit. And I'm all about Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia making gazillions of dollars. But something I just want to make sure I explain to you all. When you guys hear Ryan Garcia gets 50% of pay-per-view shares, Tank Davis gets 50% of pay-per-view shares, make sure y'all understand. When we break that down, right? Each of them getting 50%. Let's use an even number, right? Let's say $1. $1. If you say Ryan and Garcia are getting 50% of that $1, that means you would think Ryan gets 50 cents, Tank gets 50 cents, right? No. That's not how that's broken down. Do you guys understand that? When you're talking about this 50% of pay-per-view shares that each of them are supposed to receive, this is where it gets tricky. Now, off the top, when you're talking about these breakdowns, 2.5% goes to the cable company, 2.5% goes to the network. Okay? That is off the top. Now, some people didn't understand that. So that's 5%. Now, that last bit of money is 5% each. 5%, I think it's 5% to the cable company. I'm going off the top of my head. 5% to the network. So at least 90%. Of that 90%, you got 45% that goes to the cable company and promoters. It goes to the promoters. So they got to split that 45 and 45. That means Ryan Garcia and De La Hoya had to split 45%. And then Gervonta Tank Davis and his team had to split 45%. It's some weird math. I should have pulled that up before I started talking about this video. I wasn't going to do that. But what I want y'all to understand is that whole big lump sum of money that you see out there, that's not how that works. There's a weird breakdown. And actually, I think I should pull it up while I'm talking to you, right? Let me see if I can pull it up while I'm talking to you. I just did a video on it a couple months ago. And I'm going off the top of my head, and I think I'm telling y'all wrong. But what I want y'all to understand is, okay, here it goes right here. The standard breakdown as far as money is concerned is a 10% fee off the top for the distributor, with 45% each for the cable system and the promoter. When you see a price tag on a fight, you know that the promoter will get 45% of that. Okay? So let me see if I can show you this. Right here. Right? I knew I was like, let me make sure, because I don't want to tell y'all the wrong thing and no one tell me how I'm taking it to the stupid. But right here, you see that at the top? Let me make it a little bit bigger for you, man. Okay, that's much better. The standard breakdown as far as money is concerned. So out of, let's say these guys do make, let's say it's 100 million these guys make, right? 10% of that going to the damn distributor. 45% goes to the cable system. And then what's left is 45% for the promoter. Now, I don't know how that contract was written, but only 45% of that, from the way this looks, now it depends on how the contract's written, is going to get split between Golden Boy and Al Heyman. Now, when you figure, let's say we're talking about 100 million, and you figure 55% of that is already gone. That's crazy, isn't it? Of $100 million, over 50% of that is gone. So 50 million is out the window. That leaves a little less than 50 million on the table. And that 50 million that's left on the table would have to get split between Golden Boy and Al Heyman. So let's just say, okay, it's 50 million left, right? For even numbers. Let's say 25 million goes to Golden Boy, 25 million goes to Al Heyman. Then the 25 million that goes to Golden Boy, the 25 million that goes to Al Heyman, that 25 million gets split between the promoter and the fighter. So depending on Ryan Garcia's agreement with Oscar De La Hoya, let's say they split that 25 million into 50% each. So it's 12.5 million each. And then the Tank Davis side, if there's 50% split between them, it's 12.5 million for him. So when you look at it, right, that $100 million in sales, right? Once that gets broken down and it trickles down to the fighter ain't making no damn 100 million. They're making more around that 10 to 12 million from pay-per-view. Now, if you add that with the guarantee of 5 million, 15 million, then you look at the live gate, could be another 5 million on top for Tank. He could make 20, maybe a little bit more. Ryan Garcia could make about 15. You know what I'm saying? Those are more realistic numbers if we're talking about a pay-per-view event that grossed $100 million. And that's all I'm getting at. So y'all can do the work yourself, do the math yourself, and try to figure that out. But let's not take it to the stupid. We don't know what it's going to be, but I tell you what, once we find out, first of all, you need to have like 3 different samples, right? So get like 3 different articles, you know, and get 3 different numbers and then kind of find a median, you know what I'm saying? And then take that and multiply that by, and do your math with all this crap that we have here about the standard breakdown as far as money goes when it comes to these pay-per-view events. And then you can kind of get a ballpark idea of what kind of money these guys made. But hey, I'm not a pocket watcher. I just thought it was hilarious that these people are out here claiming they're reporting pay-per-view numbers, and they're not reporting anything. They don't know. Because when you ask them, where are you getting that from? You know what people say? I've got my resources. Man, quit taking it to the stupid. They think people are born yesterday, man. I'm telling you right now, I have no clue. But what I do know, that's a fact, is this is the standard breakdown. And depending on what's in the contract, what's the agreement, that's what I was talking about when you're trying to make a fight. The networks. That's the holdup, because people want their money. But anyway, that being said, y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans. Hey, like, subscribe if you're still with me. Donate to the channel. Hey, if I can get this money right when it comes to this YouTube, I'm not going to go back to work. I'm a retired guy, but it looked like I'm going to have to go back in the next 30 days. Because this right here, people, you know, they show love and watch videos. Nobody want to give me any money. Not even $1. Shit, some people don't even say nothing. They just look at the video, don't even leave a comment, don't hit the like button, which is all good. But you ain't gonna be getting many videos from me once I start working, because I'm gonna be busy. Y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans. I'm in the breeze.